Good evening, my friends, and welcome back to the Watch When to Go YouTube channel. Today, I got something kind of fun for you guys. So, this is a Maxace, obviously. Kind of spoiled that by turning the box. This was purchased for me by a longtime friend. I just recently had a birthday, and he picked this up as a surprise. He purchased it, I think a little bit before my birthday, which is in April, the end of April. And I believe he said he received it roughly a week ago, maybe a little less than a week ago. So relatively long wait time. Not like terribly long, but longer than I generally have when I order knives. That was also my experience when I ordered my Peregrine 2, I believe. I have the Mokume Peregrine 2, or Mokume, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. That also took 3 weeks to almost a month to get to me. But that's what happens when things have to take the slow boat from China. So it is what it is. Just something to keep in mind that my personal experience purchasing from Maxace is the wait times are a little on the long side. Not terrible, but a little on the long side. So I want to go ahead and start out by saying I'm not entirely sure that this guy is going to get a full review, because I have a hard time thinking of a use case for this for me. This is not something I could get away with carrying at work. Pretty sure they'd have a problem with that. So I'll have to think about it, and I'll be thinking about it while I'm recording this video. If I have a use case for this where I can actually get enough carry time and utilization time to do a full review on something like this. But anyways, before I get off too far off on a tangent, let's go ahead and open this guy up. The unboxing knife today is going to be the Ziphius. This knife, for me, was one of the knives that actually started my collection. It was my first knife that I purchased because it was cool and somewhat limited and somewhat exclusive. I mean, not crazy, but somewhat. And not because I needed a new tool. So this kind of started me on my current journey of madness, spending way too much money on knives. But that's okay. It brings me joy. So let's go ahead and get into this guy and see what comes in the box. There is a sheath. Relatively nice sheath. Yeah, I thought so. So, somewhat of an adjustable sheath. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I do like that. Open this guy up. I always like Maxace's little towels there, or microfibers. They're pretty nice. I like the little designs on them. That's a pretty hefty card. Okay, let's get the knife out of here. Wow, come on. Let it go. There we go. What is this crap? Well, that's a first for me. Get off my knife. So there it is. Wow, I should have backed my camera up a little bit. This guy's pretty good size. Yeah, this guy's pretty nice. The fit and finish seems to be pretty good. I mean, you can see the seam, but there's no not sure what you'd call that, flashing, I guess. Kind of unfinishedness at the seam that's usually somewhat sharp. Nice and smooth. I wonder if that is titanium. Hang on, I got a magnet. It doesn't seem like that is magnetic, but it is still pulling towards it, but more so towards the blade. Okay, let's go over some of the specs of this guy, because I did do some research before opening this, because I wasn't entirely sure if this is going to get a full review or not. I will try. If I can think of a... Actually, this would be kind of fun. So some of you, especially if you follow my Instagram, know that I ride motorcycles. It's another one of my hobbies that I spend way too much money on. A fun use case for this, I think, would be a new riding knife. Because generally when I ride, I carry a fixed blade, and the one that I'm currently utilizing as my riding knife is the Spyderco Ronin, designed by Michael Janich, I believe. I think I'm saying that right. This is a lot more substantial, but also probably a little more useful as a tool, because it doesn't have nearly as acute of a tip or thin of a blade. Anyways, so let's go over some of the specs. So according to what I was able to find, obviously I haven't measured this or weighed it myself. I'm just going off of the posted information that I found, is a blade length of 5.12 inches, an overall length of 9.65 inches, and a weight of 8.9 ounces. I believe that. It's somewhat hefty, not terrible, especially not for a knife of this size, but it is a little bit heavy. Okay, it is a Sanmai construction. SLD Magic is going to be the core. We'll talk about that steel a little bit more in a second. I do not know what is used for the outer jacket. I couldn't find that information. There was a couple different things that I read that, said, hey, this type of steel is utilized for that, this type of steel, that type of steel. But nothing confirming 100% that this is what Maxace is using. So, and also I'm kind of a nobody in this space, so I didn't even bother to contact Maxace and ask what they're using for the jacket. So I probably could have. They may or may not have told me, but I didn't. Just because I figured that conversation, emails back and forth would probably take a while. And I wanted to open it because, like I said, this was a birthday present, and I just wanted to get to opening it. So, all right, SLD Magic. What is SLD Magic? As far as I'm aware, it's not crazy common, but it's not rare either. This will be my first knife in SLD Magic. SLD Magic is a high performance cold work tool steel. It is a modified version of D2, and from my understanding is supposed to strike a very good balance between edge retention and toughness, but like D2 is not completely stainless. That's pretty much the gist of it. It's basically like D2 on crack. It's an improved version of D2, and anybody who's been watching my channel for a little while knows that I do like D2. D2 is my preferred steel in the budget realm. So the advertised HRC range that I was able to find for this knife is 59 to 61. From my understanding, the optimized range for this particular steel is 60 to 62. So if you get one that happens to fall at 59, boo. If you get one that falls at 61, that's good. I did a little bit of research on Maxace and their heat treatments, and I found that on Steel Hardness Labs, the only knife that they had tested was MagnaCut, and I believe it was MagnaCut, and unfortunately it fell well outside of the optimized range. So that's really kind of sad. I'm hoping that that's a fluke, and that the guys over at Steel Hardness can get their hands on some more Maxace products, because Maxace is a company that I really enjoy. They have bold designs while utilizing premium materials, and they're not afraid to work with odd steels. Like as of right now, my favorite steel is probably SLD. No, it's not SLD Magic. It's ZDP 189. I don't know why I had such a hard time thinking of that. I like ZDP 189. It's a steel that prioritizes edge retention, and you don't see it that often, and generally when you do see it, it's in a sandmine construction, which I think is really cool. I enjoy sandmines. Let's see if we can actually see that sandmine line, if I can catch that on video. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. Can you see it in the spine of the knife? Just barely. If you look really close, you can see that the core that runs through this is very slightly different color. It is somewhat hard to see. I don't have my new lighting yet, but I do have some of the soundproofing material up, so I hope that the audio is better than the last video that I shot in my new studio since we've moved. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to try to get enough carry time and use time with this particular knife to give you guys an actual review, so I can give you some more thoughts on it. But as of right now, I'm going to say it's got pretty good fit and finish. The materials are good. I like the materials that are being utilized here. The price point was pretty exceptional. Believe it was under $200, which is nice for a quality fixed blade of this size. I'm trying to be careful of what I call this, because I don't want a debate in my comment section about what this is. It's obviously a Japanese inspired knife. Speaking of the soundproofing, one of the panels just fell off the wall. I don't know if you guys heard that. I'll have to put that back up later. Anyways, I'm probably going to contact Yellow Hawk Customs. I don't know if any of you guys know who that is, but from my understanding, they are a phenomenal custom sheath maker. There's not necessarily anything wrong with this sheath. Let's see if we can get it in there. Yeah, I could carry that. But if I am going to carry this, I would prefer to carry it on kind of a drop leg setup, so it's a little bit lower. In my state, it's perfectly legal to open carry fixed blades on the road and all that. You know, honestly, I better look into that, because if you have a fixed blade on your belt and get into your car, it automatically becomes concealed, if I understand the law correctly. And I don't know what the law would say about motorcycles. That wouldn't really be concealed because I'm not inside of something, and it would still be perfectly visible. So I'll check my local laws and make sure that I'm maintaining myself on the right side of the law if I was to decide to carry this. But as of right now, I'm thinking that this is going to be my new riding knife, and let's see if there's any consistency in these. I actually have another one that was sent to me by the same friend, because he ordered himself one and ordered me one as well when they dropped. And I have his at the moment because I recently did some sharpening for him. He paid me to sharpen a couple of Kershaws and a Benchmade for him, and he was so impressed by the edge that I could put on it. He basically said that it's like 10 times better than any time he's ever sent his knives to Benchmade to be sharpened. I essentially put a mirror polished edge on one of his Kershaws because he told me to just get it as sharp as I could possibly get it, and it turned out really well. So he sent me home with this when he gifted me mine and asked me to put a mirror polished edge on it, or as close as I can get. Again, I've never worked with SLD Magic, so I'm not entirely sure how easy that's going to be. I mean, it looks incredibly consistent. Yeah, I'm happy with this. This is a very cool gift. Thank you, my friend. I'm not going to drop his name in the video because I'm not sure that he would want me to do that or how he would feel about that. But this was a really fun unboxing. I'm actually pretty happy about this. If I do attempt to carry it and find that it's just not for me, it's too big or whatever, that if I have whatever reason, then I'll let you guys know that it's not going to get a review. As of right now, I'm going to go ahead and make an attempt to get enough carry time and use time with this. With summer being here, or essentially here, I will be out riding a lot more on the weekends, so it shouldn't be too hard for me to get a decent amount of, I almost said time in the pocket, time on the belt with this guy. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to utilize this sheath, but I really do think that a drop leg will be more convenient, and it'll also lower the knife on my body, allowing it to be more seen. Like I said, I don't want to end up on the wrong side of the law, especially when it comes to a bladed object. Nobody needs a weapons charge. That's no good, especially not in my state. They don't take kindly to it. So here, if you guys would like, let's do a couple of quick size comparisons. Here's my wee Ziphius. Let's see, what else do I got laying around on the table? SOCOM Bravo Mini. So pretty obvious to tell when you got something to compare against. This guy is pretty large. Like I said, all the listings that I saw said 5.12 inches. That blade looks longer to me. Do I have one of my tapes around here? I think they're all still packed up. Okay, there's not one in my desk. Yeah, I'm not going to run off and try to find a tape. If I measure it later and find out that it's bigger, then I'll put in a little cut with the actual measurements of the blade. Anyways, my friends, thank you for giving me your time this evening. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I'm posting videos. Have a good night. Wendigo, signing off.